Shri Jairam Ramesh.
Sir, I'd like to remind the Honorable Minister that it takes over 10 years to commission a nuclear plant. So if nuclear plants are being commissioned now, they had been set up over 10 years ago. So let's not get into that subject. My question to the Honorable Minister is very simple. Over 40 years ago, the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board was established to enforce safety standards in the functioning of nuclear plants. Now, the Honorable External Affairs Minister is here. In one of his previous avatars, he has dealt with this issue. My question to the Honorable Minister, is the government thinking of creating an independent statutory atomic energy regulator, or will you allow the regulator to be part of the nuclear establishment itself, which is somewhat unique to India? So the question is very straight.
Honorable
will you
Minister.
bring a law in Parliament to set up an atomic energy regulator?
We'll
Honorable
give a
Minister.
very straight answer to that. But before that, just as picking up from your opening remark, that it takes 10 years, and that left-handed compliment. Chairman, sir, I need your protection, your indulgence, and your permission to make one observation, precisely reply to the first remark. The honorable member often accuses government of pre-celebrations. But sometimes it appears in his haste to corner the government, he tends to get the facts wrong. And I am carrying with me, because I knew he would ask.
One second.
Somewhere.
I greatly appreciate
Only
the
yesterday-
representation of you.
Only yesterday,
He
Chairman,
asked,
sir.
1 second. He asked a supplementary and you have a written note.
No, sir.
I appreciate
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
this
Only
synergy
yesterday, he went to the media to say that the minister gives contradictory figures in his replies. I am glad that he has given me occasion to talk. But in his haste to corner the minister of the Modi government, what he mistook, in spite of all his intellectual pretensions, was that in one of my questions, the amount mentioned related to the construction cost of the plant, nuclear plant. And the other question, it related to the cost for power generation. He had mixed up the two and tried to find fault. So I don't know whether the honorable member has done a very honorable job doing so, but nevertheless, if you are in a compulsive habit of doing this, please try to avoid mischief with me. And now I come to the answer. Yes. Yes. And now I come to the answer. I'll now come to the answer. I was responding to his opening remark. I have a right to respond to his opening remark. And now I'll reply the question. Now I'll reply the question, Percy. Why did you make that opening remark then? Why did you have to make that under the cuff remark? So I have responded to his opening remark and I'll now respond to the question, Percy. Chairman, sir, in the Department of Atomic Energy, we follow the rule of safety first, production next. The honorable member himself says it takes 10 years to set up a plant. This government has been in place for nearly 11 years. We have not only set up new plants, we have also made those plants functional which were left unfinished by them, which includes the Kundakalam plant, which belongs to the district where the honorable member who is not here has put the question. It did not become functional. No, it did not become functional. You can ask anybody in Tamil Nadu. It was lying. It was not made functional. Secondly, now as far as the safety, it was not made functional. It's only now. Now, please get your facts right. You may indulge in this mischief with others, but please spare me because I am equally good at doing so. We belong to the same school of learning. Now, coming back, sir, as far as the safety is concerned for the benefit of the rest of the House, because that's an important question as far as the safety is for the benefit of all.
I hope there are not many people from the same school in the House. We can suffer two of you.
Thank you, sir. No, but this is an important as far as the safety is concerned, because I'm sure the entire House would be eager to learn about this. At the time of the selection of site itself, of course, I'll come to that, whether the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board guidelines are followed. Then every 3 months during the construction, there is an inspection. After the plant becomes functional, then every 6 months. After 5 years, there is a renewal of the license. And it is not limited only to the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, which of course is in place, as the Honorable Member rightly mentioned. We have the international organizations also supervising it. For example, the World Association of Nuclear Operations, which is called WANO, they make periodic reviews. And similarly, for the safety purpose, we have evidence now, which was not done earlier, which is done only now. We have measured, because I think all of us, including the Honorable Member, would learn not to talk without evidence, which he did yesterday. The measure is in microsieverts. We have done a small survey in all the Indian plants. Sir, the critical value of safety of a radiation from any plant is 1,000 microsieverts. But in none of the Indian plants, it crosses even 2 digits. It is in some of the plants, including the Kundakalam, it is 0.081. And now again, my next observation may not be very pleasant for the Honourable Member. In the last 10 years, the level of radiation has gone down tremendously. If, for example, in Kundakalam itself, if it was 0.081 microsieverts, today it is 0.002. In case of Kalpakam, it was 23.140 in 2014, when you left the Department of Atomic Energy. Now it is 15.961. So I think progressively there is a decline, evidence-based, in the radiation emitted. Furthermore, the safety part has also been taken off to the extent that we have learned from the experience of others. For example, if you go by the location, our eastern coast is located about 1,300 kilometers away from the tsunami zone, which is in Indonesia, and our western coast, where we have Tarapur and other plants, is located nearly 900 kilometers from the tsunami zone of Pakistan. So I think that part itself is, and then we also follow more parameters, like taking the highest level of the flood in case of a sea level, and then going beyond that, locating the plant above that, and also measuring the high tide levels. So I think there is enough reason to be reassured.
Honorable Minister, you said that he gave you the opportunity which you were thinking of. Actually, give me the credit I deserve. I gave you
Yes,
the
sir.
opportunity by calling upon the Honorable Member to ask the supplementary. Professor Ram Gopal Yadav.
सर, ये सही है जो माननीय मंत्री जी ने अपने रिटन उत्तर में दिया है कि बहुत सुरक्षा का बहुत ख्याल रखा जाता है जब इसको बनाया जाता है। मेरा सवाल जो है सुरक्षा से ही संबंधित, लेकिन दूसरी तरह का है। कलपक्कम जो आपका न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर है, फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर, द ओनली फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर इन इंडिया, वो बिल्कुल बंगाल की खाड़ी के किनारे ही है। सामने हिंद महासागर है और एक तरफ लाल सागर है। प्रश्न ये है कि बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर कहीं से भी अगर दुश्मन की पनडुब्बी आके कहीं इसको डैमेज करे तो उसको रोकने के लिए आपने क्या व्यवस्था की? हम लोग वहाँ कमेटी गई थी, तब भी देखा था कि उसकी सीमाएं असुरक्षित हैं। दूसरी तरफ आपने पेड़ पौधे लगा दिए, उसमें कुछ सिपाही खड़े रहते हैं, दे कैन नॉट प्रोटेक्ट इट। और अगर और ये हो सकता है, चारों तरफ अब आपके आसपास सब जयशंकर जी बैठे हुए हैं, मित्र देश नहीं हैं। क्या, मेरा सवाल ये है कि क्या कलपक्कम जैसे इम्पोर्टेंट फास्ट ब्रीडर न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए कोई नेवल वारशिप या अपनी पनडुब्बी उसकी सुरक्षा के लिए लगाएंगे ताकि निगरानी करती रहे?
Honorable Minister.
सभापति जी, राम गोपाल यादव जी बड़े हमारे सीनियर और वरिष्ठ सदस्य हैं और उन्होंने बड़ी संवेदनशील विषय उठाया है। जहाँ तक पारसी प्रोजेक्ट की या इस प्लांट की सुरक्षा का संबंध है वो तो मैं स्पष्ट कर चुका कि उसके लिए पर्याप्त व्यवस्था की गई है। और लेकिन जहाँ तक ये विषय है, हालांकि ये मूलतः इस विभाग से संबंधित नहीं है, थोड़ा बहुत विदेश मंत्रालय से है, थोड़ा बहुत रक्षा मंत्रालय से, लेकिन ये सत्य है कि नेवल गार्ड्स और अन्य सुरक्षा संस्थाओं का भी सहयोग लिया जाता है इसकी सुरक्षा व्यवस्था में, और रडार इत्यादि के माध्यम से भी इसके ऊपर विजिल रहता है। जितना संभव हो सके उतना किया गया है, परंतु आपका कहना भी ठीक है कि जिस प्रकार टेक्नोलॉजी दिन प्रतिदिन बढ़ती जा रही है उसी प्रकार हमें भी उसमें नए प्रावधान और नई व्यवस्थाओं की योजना भी बनानी पड़ती है और उसके लिए सोचना भी पड़ता है। और अभी तक इस प्रकार की कोई घटना हुई नहीं है, लेकिन CISF भी वहाँ पर है और एक्सटर्नल थ्रेट्स के लिए मिसाइल और एरो क्रैश के लिए भी व्यवस्थाएं रखी गई हैं, हाउ टू काउंटर दैट पॉसिबिलिटी। और जहाँ तक सुरक्षा परसी का ताल्लुक है, पिछले दिनों में समाचार पत्रों में आया था कि कुछ एक हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स रुक गए, लेकिन अब चूंकि सारे सदस्यगण यहाँ बैठे हैं, राजस्थान में हमारे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट रुक गए, कहीं और के साहब इससे कैंसर फैलता है इत्यादि, तो हमने उसके लिए भी एक सर्वे किया और आंकड़े हमारे ये दर्शाने लगे कि कैंसर और बर्थ डिफेक्ट्स जो रेडिएशन से अधिकतर संभावना रहती है उसका प्रेवलेंस भाखड़ा में और इन संस्थाओं में और इन प्लांट्स में काम करने वाले कर्मियों में कम था बनिस्बत औसतन जो राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर था। तो वो भी चिंता मुझे लगता है कि हमें उसमें भी सारे सदस्यों का हमें सहयोग रहे कि बहुत सारे प्लांट्स हमारे इस कारण रुक जाते हैं।
Honorable members, since the honorable member asking the question was not present, I will accommodate 2 more members so that the number of supplementaries is 5. Shri Sanjay Raut.
सर, थोड़ा एक अलग सवाल मैं मंत्री जी से पूछना चाहता हूँ। ये जो न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट है, ये देश के विकास के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होता है और इसी राष्ट्रहित की भावना से महाराष्ट्र में तारापुर न्यूक्लियर पावर प्लांट जो है उसके लिए हमारे हजारों किसानों ने अपनी उपजाऊ ज़मीन, खेत और घर छोड़ दिया। किसानों के साथ साथ वहाँ जो समुद्र किनारे है, वहाँ के मछुआरे हैं, उनका भी व्यवसाय, काम धंधा बंद हो गया। उसने भी अपना एक समझौता कर लिया। लेकिन आज भी उस एरिया के न्यूक्लियर प्लांट से प्रभावित 2000 जो परिवार है उनका पुनर्वास नहीं हो सका है। 2000 से भी ज़्यादा परिवार है और जो वादे किए थे उनके बारे में तो उनको नौकरी मिलेगी, परिवार को उनको घर मिलेंगे, पक्के मकान मिलेंगे, ऐसा एक भी वादा 2000 परिवार के बारे में पूरे नहीं हुआ। प्रधानमंत्री तक शिकायत दी है, डेलीगेशन प्रधानमंत्री जी आपको भी मिला है। मेरा मंत्री जी से सवाल है, क्या ये जो लोग हैं जो अभी भी ठोकरें खा रहे हैं पुनर्वास के लिए, उनकी समस्या के बारे में आप गंभीरता से विचार करेंगे?
Honorable Minister.
सभापति महोदय, ये प्रश्न बड़ा मानव संवेदनशीलता से जुड़ा हुआ है और ये सच है कि सरकार भी इस विषय पर प्लांट स्थापित करने के समय से ही विचार करना प्रारंभ कर देती है और अब तो हमने इसमें कुछ एक नियमावली भी स्थापित कर दी है। उसमें कुछ R&R प्रोविजंस हैं कि अगर उनको वहाँ से अपनी ज़मीन खड़ी छोड़नी पड़ेगी या जगह छोड़नी पड़ेगी, लैंड वेकेट करना पड़ेगा, तो उन्हें पुनः कहाँ पर सेटल किया जाए। एक वो, उसके अतिरिक्त CSR जो हमारा रहता है उसमें से भी इनके लिए व्यवस्थाएं भी की जाती हैं, स्कूल इत्यादि भी खोले जाते हैं। और तीसरा ये कि नौकरियों का जहाँ तक संबंध है उसमें रियायत भी दी जाती है। उदाहरण के तौर पर यदि किसी पद के लिए 12वीं कक्षा मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन है तो इन परिवारों के सदस्यों के लिए 10वीं कक्षा कर दी गई, कहीं एज रिलैक्सेशन कर दी गई। लेकिन होता ये है कि साल गुजरने के साथ साथ परिवार बढ़ते जाते हैं और वो क्लेमेंट्स भी बढ़ते जाते हैं, तो उसमें थोड़ा सा निर्धारित करने में प्रशासन को समय लगता है, लेकिन ये क्रम निरंतर जारी है।
Dr. NVN Kanimoji, 5th supplementary.
Chairman, sir. Sir, through you, I would like to ask the Minister, how does the proposed away-from-reactor facility at Kudamkalam Nuclear Power Plant aim to manage spent nuclear fuel, and what are the safety assurances towards it? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister.
Actually, this question arose earlier also in the context of Kalpakam, and the honorable member has also, I think, earlier also expressed her concern, because there was this dumping of this used fuel happening, and some apprehension arose that this might create some problems. But it is not so. Actually, this is a known practice, and it's not even the waste as such. It's again used. So away from reactor means that for a certain period of time, you store it at the same location. Then away from reactor means a few meters away. It's kept there for a few months. Then it is taken away. So this is a normal practice, and the containers are such that there is no room for the radiation to escape out and cause any damage to the surroundings. So I think, and this is an inbuilt mechanism in every plant. Somehow this apprehension arose from Kalpakam a couple of years ago, but it is actually being done. And then through the honorable member, because she also hails from that area, I would also like you to convey to others that at one point in time, there was some news report somewhere in the media last year that this reused fuel from the other plants would also be dumped into Kalpakam, which is actually unfounded. Each of the plant has its own such mechanism.
Question number 107.